Well. Abdul Carter has a stress fracture in his foot. Cowboys fans, there's only one team that came to mind when I heard this news. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget at the end to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video, and you can continue to help this channel grow and push us out into the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, please become a member. We have a lot of great things coming on this channel. Now let's talk facts. Well, let's talk facts from this perspective. Abdul Carter has some type of stress fracture in his foot. Now, we all know how these things go in the draft. The moment you start hearing about somebody with an injury, or maybe there's some kind of news that comes out about something in their background, people who were projected top 5, they quickly fall in the draft to maybe a mid-round, maybe even a second round. Randy Gregory comes to mind. I mean, the Cowboys have gotten some good to great players like this. And so when I heard this about Abdul Carter, the only thing that came to my mind was the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you think about it. Jalen Smith was one of these guys that was projected to be at the top of the draft, wind up with an injury, and the Cowboys wound up getting him. His career was short, but we wound up getting him and giving him a chance. So when I heard Abdul Carter, I mean, how many GMs can actually take a chance on an injured player? Well, it's the GM for the Dallas Cowboys because he can't be fired. But again, Mike Florio is talking about this. Let's hear what Mike Florio has to say about it. I think it's very interesting.
Everything here is so lather, rinse, repeat. Abdul Carter's got a stress fracture. Every year it's a guy, not to downplay it because it's a serious situation for him, but every year it's some sort of, but every 5 or 6 years you get something that pops beyond the usual stuff.
Is this going to cost Abdul Carter going 1?
Well, it depends upon who ultimately has the number 1 overall pick and whether to what extent they're troubled by it. I'm sure he's going to do the surgery. Like, the choice is let it ride and hope it'll be fine, or get it fixed. There's always a chance if you get something fixed, there's going to be a complication, there's going to be an issue. You make sure you go to the best possible people to get it done and have it taken care of. But they get so obsessed over every little thing. Remember when Montez Sweat was coming out in 2019? He had a heart issue, and it was no big deal, and he still went in the first round. But there were teams that are saying we can never use a first-round pick on a guy that's got that issue. So Sims tells a story about he had a dislocated ring finger a couple of times when he was at Texas, and it was no big deal, and it never bothered him again. But they flagged it, and we needed to have further evaluation. So, yeah, it depends on whether it's the Titans or someone else with that first overall pick, and it depends on how risk-averse that team is to this question and this issue. I did hear yesterday, and you hear all sorts of stuff, and I don't like to traffic and stuff I've heard because I don't know how accurate it is, but I did have somebody tell me that the Cowboys have talked to the Titans about moving up to number 1.
Now, let's tie that all together. I had another video about that already, about the Cowboys trying to trade up to number 1. Think about this for a second. Cowboys really need to put their ears to the ground on this. Because if teams are already considering getting rid of Abdul Carter, if teams are already considering that they're going to pass on Abdul Carter, and the team that seems to have him at number 2 is the Cleveland Browns. And so it all depends upon, like, does everyone else move off of who they had if Abdul Carter can be had? And then you know how some of these teams are. He's making a great point. Okay, maybe some of these teams, they don't want to take a chance once he comes off of a surgery. He's got to do his rehab. Maybe he's never the same after that. But I know a team. I know a team that plays right over here in Arlington, Texas. I know a team that they could take this chance and the GM wouldn't get fired if it blows up in their face. the GM won't get fired if he doesn't pan out. The GM will not get fired for taking this chance, and it's the Dallas Cowboys. When I heard this thing about Abdul Carter, the first thing I screamed was Cowboys. Cowboys. It's the first thing that came to my mind. Because Abdul Carter, I mean, I know Warren Sapp, he doesn't like these Penn State pass rushers for whatever reason. But I'll tell you this. If the Cowboys could just wait, and maybe there's a chance that Abdul Carter falls to 12. If I was the Cowboys, I would sit back and wait and see if Abdul Carter falls to 12. I would. I would wait and see if he falls to 12. I mean, Abdul Carter could be the steal of the draft for the Dallas Cowboys if he winds up falling to 12. And for all intents and purposes, we're watching what they've done. I mean, I think they get something around 45, 48 formal interviews, and we've already seen where the first 12 or more interviews, all defense. I'm glad. Because does Dak Prescott need a wide receiver? A number 2? Yes. Does Dak Prescott need a running game behind him? Yes. But does he need a defense on the other side of him? Yes, 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 yes. Everybody keeps talking about Jalen Hurts. No, we need to understand what the Philadelphia Eagles did. They built a team. They built a fortress around Jalen Hurts. That's not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts. Just like I don't take anything away from Troy Aikman. But understand this. In 92 and 93, 94, 95, the Cowboys had a super team around Troy Aikman. Nobody would have told you in 92 through 95 that Troy Aikman was the best quarterback in the league. I bet you they would have told you he got the best team in the league. And one of the things that people don't talk about those Dallas Cowboy teams is the defense that was on the other side of Troy Aikman. Those defenses were number 1, top 10 defenses. They had great defenses in those stretches. Defenses win championships. And when you got defense on the other side of a good to great quarterback, watch what happens. They're going to give him short fields. They're going to give him turnovers. They're going to give him ample opportunity at points. And even when he makes a turnover, they're going to minimize it because there'll either be no score or they'll only get 3 points. Oh, you better believe Dak Prescott wants a defense on the other side of him, because I think that this will even remove some pressure from Dak Prescott to where he will play even more. I think he'll play more freely. And I think we'll see him rise to the occasion more, because when I can play in a manner of, okay, if I make a mistake, the game isn't over. My defense got me. You play different. You play different. You think different. When you got a defense that no one can hardly score on, man, you play different, you think different. The mindset is different when you got a great defense. It is. I guarantee you, if you ask any of these great quarterbacks who have ever played with great defenses, I bet you they'll tell you the same thing. Man, you play different when you got a great defense. You're not worried about us making as many mistakes. You're not worried about if we don't score right here, we're going to get down 7-0, 10-0, 13. No, you're not worried about that stuff, because you go, no, we're going to get a leg up on this team because our defense is so good. They won't score more than 3 points on us per drive, and very rarely will they score a touchdown. So the confidence level, not only of Dak, but the whole team, man, I'm telling you, a defense will make you walk with swagger. I mean, I'm telling y'all, a defense will make you walk with a different type of swagger, because your defense makes the statement, we're a physical team. We're physical. And we've already seen Clayton Adams said it. He said, we want to be violent. Man, he's an offensive guy. They want to be violent on the offensive line. They want to be violent, especially on the defensive line. And I'm telling y'all, boy, Abdul Carter, if I'm the Cowboys, man, I take a chance on this. If he falls to 12, I take a chance. I definitely take a chance. But on that issue about him talking about the Cowboys trading up to number 1, it makes me wonder if Abdul Carter is exactly who they want. Put your ear to the ground, Cowboys. See what the talk is. you might not even have to trade up to get Abdul Carter. He might fall right in your lap. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this Abdul Carter thing. I mean, it's crazy to me. And y'all know how this draft stuff goes. These people are very finicky in the draft. I mean, you get a you get a hangnail and they were like, oh, drop him in the draft. I mean, crazy stuff like that. So y'all tell me what you think. Do y'all think the Cowboys got a chance of getting Abdul Carter? Tell you this, I can't tell you why I know, but I can tell you why I hope. I would love for the Cowboys to get Abdul Carter. Y'all tell me in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys. Peace.